Greetings, Lucky Legends. My name is Lucky. This is Lucky Lad TV. I'm your host for this video, and today we are joined by my good friend CrimsonCBAD. Introduce yourself.
What is going on, Crimson City? My name is CrimsonCBAD, and I am excited to be here on the Lucky Lad channel, ready to give you guys what I assume is going to be a hell of an interview.
Oh, you have no idea, Mr. Team Magma shirt. I gotta say, I love that shirt, and I'm very jealous of it because I was not able to get that or the Team Aqua one because they don't have it down here because it's Florida and we have old people and old people don't play video games.
Yeah, fair enough. I actually didn't expect it. The shirt was a gift from an old friend of mine. She got the Team Aqua shirt and she came over and she had Team Magma shirt, so I was like, free clothes, you know?
And one of the things that we were just talking about real quick right before this is your match with the Winnipeg Aqua Jets, coached by Hank the Pidgey. You have had one of the roughest seasons in GBA history. And I gotta say, you're still one of the fan favorites to win. Like, people love the underdog. They're like, no, he's gonna pull it out of his ass, he's gonna win. And I'm like, anything's possible.
I mean, at this point, you know, the GBA, let me backtrack a bit. The GBA is the first competitive draft-style league that I've ever been a part of. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I've only been uploading to YouTube since about mid-January. And here we are in, look at the date on my PC, mid-June, 1,300 subscribers later, and I'm still figuring out Pokemon, to be completely honest with you.
What's that red fish thing? Oh, that's a Magikarp? That's good,
that's
right?
That's a Magikarp? That sounds powerful.
That sounds powerful. I'm gonna bring a choice banded Magikarp.
I had Choice Scarf, actually. It outspeeds Deoxys speed, so...
It does?
No, God, no.
That would be so perfect.
It would be.
If Magikarp had a base speed of like 600, and there's like, it can't do anything else, it might as well be fast.
That's true, that's true. But one of the biggest things was that, considering it was my first draft, I picked a lot of Pokemon I was comfortable using in a tiered setting, whereas I didn't look at necessarily the grand picture. I mean, one of the things, you know, we just touched on that our battle with the Winnipeg Aqua Jets went up yesterday. One of the things that I love about Hank's team is that he's got such unique Pokemon that you can run any sort of which way. I mean, let's take for instance Magneton. He can run that super bulky Eviolite support. He can run that, you know, choice specs. He can take advantage of the analytic ability. Whereas let's look at something on my team such as Weezing. That has Levitate and it is very bulky. So that's what you expect every time you go into battle Weezing. Whereas, you know, it was, you know, I've come to terms with that next season when we redo the draft that I will be much more of a top contender. Even now, spoilers for the battle, it was a 2-0 victory to the Winnipeg Aqua Jets. But at this point, I consider it more the quality of mons drafted than I do the quality of the battler. I still think I do have a lot to bring to the table.
That's one of the things, is that there are... people can mess up a draft because, especially like if you're brand new to it, but there's nobody in the GBA who is not a skilled battler. That's the thing. Everyone in the GBA is really good at battling. It just happens to be what you bring that week, how you match up against the other person, things like that.
Oh yeah.
Because if you look at it, most of these people have like pedigrees of their battling prowess to a certain extent.
It's true. It's true. It's absolutely true. I mean, you have people, Shady Penguin, for instance. I can't tell you how many. If we're just counting explicit 6v6 Wi-Fi battles, I can't tell you. He's got 100 plus, probably 200 plus at this point.
I think he has like two. He uploaded one recently that was like 256 or something like that.
Exactly. He's got 256 Wi-Fi battles under his belt, not to mention everything he did before 6th Gen Wi-Fi battling. And I mean, you know, I had a smaller Wi-Fi battle playlist when I first started, but I mean, with the new Wi-Fi battle playlist, I've got 50 Wi-Fi battles on my channel. You know, that doesn't necessarily hold a candle as far as the, you know, the pedigrees of battles that some people have had. But I mean, you know, I came up watching people like Steve, like Shady, you know, trying to, I mean, I remember watching Season 1 of the GBA when I wanted to learn how to competitively play Pokemon. So, I feel like I can take their experience and apply it to myself when going into these battles with these guys.
Exactly. There's such a huge learning curve for the GBA, because one of the things that, and people, they understand this about the GBA, but they don't understand how difficult it really is you have 11 Pokemon, and you choose 6 out of that each time.
Yeah.
There are only so many different combinations, so every Pokemon on your team needs to be able to do a lot of different stuff.
Exactly.
And there are only so many Pokemon that can actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
Some Pokemon are only good for one thing. Like the example you brought up, Weezing. Weezing's really only good as a physical wall. Granted,
exactly.
he's one of the best physical walls in the game.
Oh, yeah, no.
But
it's completely amazing.
But that's pretty much all he does.
Yeah, exactly. If you bring a Weezing within its own tier, good for you. But, I mean, if I were to run an OU mixed battle and I brought a Weezing...
It's not going to do so hot.
Exactly.
It's not going to do so well. But that's also the reason that I love the GBA, is because you see some of the most creative things from that you would not see from any other possible format. Geo brought a Power Herb bouncing Gyarados. Where else are you going to see that?
It's true. It's true. I think I had the exact same reaction as Shady, though, when Tup pulled the Solar Beam with the Heatran, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The Life Orb Heatran with the sun set up by a Slowking.
I seriously think, I always like to have a few glasses of water around my desk if ever I'm recording one, and I think I knocked all 4 of them over. I was like, what?
The thing for me about that is I didn't even know that it learned Solar Beam.
Most bulky, powerful fire types do, in my experience.
Like, it made sense when I saw it, but it never occurred to me because there's no set for Heatran that says, yeah, run Solar Beam.
Exactly.
Obviously, you have to run Solar Beam.
Oh, yeah.
Never occurred to me even once. So that was one of my favorite things. I'm like, I hope he sweeps with it. I love Shady, but I want to see Heatran sweep with Solar Beam.
Yeah, Life Orb Solar Beam.
Life Orb Solar Beam. And one of the things that I asked you the other day over Twitter, and I'm trying to get a hold of the last 3 people in the GBA that I don't have added on Skype yet, because I asked you who you thought your most valuable team member so far was, and I actually don't remember what you said. I
want to say I said Jolteon. And I want to say least valuable, I said Weezing, to be honest.
Least valuable, I know you said Weezing.
Yep.
Number 1 you said Jolteon.
That actually has changed. Chandelure puts in the work. Chandelure puts in the work. Oh my goodness.
When you said Jolteon, I was a little bit surprised because I understand the draw of Jolteon. It's extremely fast and it hits really hard. And it has the switch initiative, but to the same extent, there's other Mons on your team that I think are more crucial.
I wouldn't even look at it necessarily as a state of being crucial. I'd look at my most valuable player as something that has brought me the most kills this season. And that is definitely Chandelure. You toss a scarf on that thing and just... I mean,
It's got the highest base special attack in the game that's not a Mega.
Exactly. It's absolutely disgusting.
Oh
I mean, especially if, I've been very fortunate in my battles with the GBA that I did not get a Chandelure that needed glasses, because I have had a very insane amount of ratios where my Fire Blast connect as opposed to not connecting. So when I scarf this thing into Fire Blast and it just...
Well, it's like how Cooper never misses a head smash.
Exactly, like he never misses a head smash. We have, I don't know. I don't actually know if Cooper wears glasses or not, but I wear glasses. I wear the glasses for my team, so my Pokemon don't need to.
Sounds like a good plan. You've got your wise glasses on, or your wide lens.
Exactly.
And then your Pokemon don't have to.
Exactly. I can carry an item myself as the coach.
Exactly. So I think we've gotten enough about the GBA. People can always hit you up on Twitter or in the comment section of your videos if they want to know more. But I think it's time that people get to know you more as a person rather than just as the face on the screen doing Pokemon.
Fair enough.
And the reason that I like doing that is because it helps subscribers connect better with their person that they're subscribed to. I don't... with their content creator, that's what it is.
Content creators.
The interaction is really what makes it, and I just put up an update video yesterday called Grow the Community You Love. And it basically it says how my new favorite thing as of Monday is going into my comment section and seeing that people are actually reading and reacting, and then I get to respond to them, and it's like a little conversation.
It's a very rewarding feeling, definitely. And
you have that 10 times to my level, because you have 10 times the number of subscribers that I do, and I got it made my day because I was really sick that day. That was on Monday. That was probably my worst day, and it made my day. Like, I didn't physically feel better, but just I wasn't down and depressed by my sickness for the rest of the day because I felt so good about seeing people actually getting something out of watching me.
Exactly.
And you have the Crimson City behind you, and I can say from personal experience, having watched your videos, that I'm not going to say like it's a break from a bad day, because even on a good day, it still just makes it better. Watching your favorite content creators is like getting a hug from your girlfriend or something like that. Like, it changes your day a little bit for the better.
Oh, I absolutely agree with it. You know, everybody has their own backstory as to getting in the community, and I certainly have mine. And I won't go here, not the time or place, but I will definitely agree with you 100%. I mean, even just recently, you know, facing issues with my health, I find myself sometimes I would honestly veg out my computer chair because I just felt so sick. But at the same time, I would be watching, you know, my favorite content creators on there, and it just like, you know, I didn't focus on the fact that this is what's wrong with me. I focused on, you know, oh my God, the new ROM hack's out. I need to watch that. Like, it was a temporary distraction, but it was a good distraction.
Exactly. And I actually do want to know how you got into the whole YouTubing thing. But the first question, and this is something that I like to ask everyone that I interview, is what is the origin of your name?
The origin of my name. All right, this is actually going to be a little... I know a lot of people... I've watched a few of the interviews. A lot of people have like a good story for the origin of their name. CBAD is a pseudo-acronym of my real name, and I kept that. I have had that since I was 15 when I made my first gamer tag on Halo 3 on Xbox Live. I didn't know what to make it, and I was like, let's choose this letter and these letters, and CBAD has stuck around. My license plate says CBAD. It has been, no, it has been a part of my life for the past 7 years.
That's badass.
Thank you. When I decided I wanted to start, you know, creating a YouTube channel, I knew Arcanine was going to be my mascot. Well, it was a toss-up between Arcanine and Beartick. But I was like, what sounds cool? And I was like thinking, you know, Arcanine's red, what can I do? CrimsonCBAD. I like that. Like, it wasn't Crimson. I mean, blue's my favorite color, personally. But I mean, Crimson just fit the sound. It fit the Pokemon. I mean, it's a different shade of red, but so yeah, and that's how CrimsonCBAD was born. That's
actually a really good story because it has so much history behind it. Like, I remember in one of his streams, PK Sparks was saying that the name PK Sparks doesn't mean anything, but he got that nickname from one of his friends when he was in like 7th grade, and he's had it ever since. And I'm like, there's such a cool history there. Just like with yours, you've had it since you were 15. That's 7 years.
Mm.
That's so cool that it's like it's stuck with you to the point that you respond to it. Like, if somebody says, hey, CBAD, you know it's you.
I respond to it. It's actually gotten to the point now where when I when I go out and introduce myself, for those of you who don't know, I do work in the restaurant industry, and when I go out and I introduce myself to a table, I have to fight What's going on, guys? My name is CrimsonCBAD. Like it's a part of my dialect. I mean,
You should do that to one table a night, and they'll be like, "What was wrong with our server?
what did he say? What did he say? Yeah, exactly.
Did he say crimson? That's a
I'm
color."
waiting. I'm waiting to see somebody in a YouTuber shirt, and I can be like, "Oh, you like them? Oh, that's cool. That's cool."
That would be perfect. For me, Lucky's my middle name, so so when I grew up, that was always my nickname because my first name's Jacob, and I would usually just go by Lucky because it's a lot
It's
more.
a cooler name, in my opinion.
Well, the main thing for me is that I always went to smaller Jewish schools, so there were a lot of other Jacobs,
I believe that.
but there were not a lot of other Luckies. So they would say, "Do you go by like in high school there were 3 Jacobs, and 2 of us actually had the same not the same last name, but the first letter of our last name was the same.
Oh,
And
jeez.
so one of them went by Jacob, the other one went by Jake, and I'm just like, well, I'll go by Lucky. I mean, I respond to it. It's my middle name. I know it, and I pay attention to it. And the reason that I actually bothered to use that for my account is because of my unfair streak of luck in my TCG polls. And because on my old channel, I had a series called Lucky Polls, where I would literally open like 1 pack and get a 4. And I'd just be like, yeah, that's what we do. And that was it. It was like a 1-minute video, and I'm just like, yeah, I bet you I'm gonna get something good out of this. Ha!
Yeah, right. Oh my god, that's great.
And so that was kind of like the origin of my name, but I'm also very interested in knowing how you got into the community, because you said that's a story for another day, but
Okay.
I think today's the day, because I think that's something that's very important for people, because the way that I got into the community was I was super depressed, not like out of sadness, like out of boredom. Like I had nothing to do, so I was always sad. And my brother showed me a Shady Penguin video from like eons ago, and I was hooked instantly, and that's what got me into the community. But how did you get in?
Okay. Well, let's shed some light on this. How do I put this? It was a very similar instance, but it wasn't necessarily out of boredom. It was out of sadness. I went through a very rough spot in my life, and I actually, it's a blur. It was almost a year ago at this point when I started actively like getting involved with the community. But I recall just sitting in my bed in the dark with a laptop on, and I was like, scary videos sound fun right now. And I didn't start watching Pokemon battles to get in the community. I was like, scary videos sound fun. That might, shock me, endorphins, whatever, because I jump scares, whatever. A friend recommended to me Five Nights at Freddy's, and when I searched Five Nights at Freddy's, the first channel to come up was Nate Wants to Battle, doing the very first Five Nights at Freddy's, and I remember it. It was his Spooktober Spectacular series that he did last October, and I was so dedicated to that series of him playing the scary games that I ventured more. And I had already known of Shady Penguin, and I knew of competitive battles, but I didn't know that Nate did Pokemon as well, nor did I know that he and Shady had battled and done stuff together. So I was like, wow, these guys work together. And then they did their Five Nights collab, and it was crazy. So fast forward a bit, I start watching more videos. I start finding, not necessarily lesser known channels, but channels with less sub counts that had more creativity to their content than just Pokemon. Started going there, started talking with people, and one of my good friends actually, he's the one who got me into Shady Penguin, and I kept telling him, I'm just like, dude, I remember watching a Shady Penguin battle, and I said, this looks so easy that he's playing Pokemon online, like he's playing video games as a career. And I mean, and this was back when the face cam was dead center in his room with the dim lights with the shirts on the wall. Like, it was one of those, it was throwback Shady. But he was like, dude, you should do that. And I studied a lot. I I like to think I put a lot into thought of stuff before I do it, as opposed to my battles where I literally put no thought into it and just go in. But, you know, real life decisions, I put a lot of thought in. And I studied people like Magnitude. I studied people like Shady Penguin. I studied people like Shino Ben Trill. I studied people like X-Rays Ovation, like Moody Pones, and I not necessarily looked at what they were bringing to the market, but I looked at the quality of the content that they were bringing. And so before I even my very first intro video was recorded on my friend's computer because I had absolutely nothing. It was his webcam, it was his mic, it was it was in his apartment. You can literally go to my channel and see his feet laying on the bed. Like that's how crazy it is. But so I studied my first Wi-Fi battle was recorded off of this iPhone right here. And after that I decided, you know, I need to put more quality, more effort, more love, more time into my videos. So, you know, Sony Vegas. I still rock my first. A lot of people start off with, you know, lower grade webcams. My first webcam was the Logitech C920. My first microphone was a Blue Snowball. And I know necessarily right out the gate people can't afford that type of stuff, but that's what I wanted to do, and that's how I got, you know, involved in the channel. Was just I saw, you know, a market where I could, you know, be able to grow and I could be able to entertain, and it, you know, 6 months later here we are.
See, that's the type of story that I really love to hear, because it really shows people that it really is a community. People say, oh, it's the PokeTuber community, but they really don't emphasize enough the community aspect of it, and how mutually supportive everybody is, and how much we actually care about the other people in the community, and how we care about their well-being, and all that sort of stuff. Like, Shady's dad is sick right now, and, like, that's literally been on my mind 6 times already today. And I've never met Shady. I have never had a lengthy conversation with him. I have never met his dad. But to the same extent, he holds a special place in my heart as a member of the community. It doesn't matter sub count or views or anything like that. He's part of the community. I care about him and his well-being. I'm not gonna ignore that somebody that I know and care about is going through something rough. And that's one of the things why I love hearing stories like yours so much, is because it really shows that this community can literally pull somebody out of the abyss and say, hey, there are other people like you out there that want just as much as you do to connect, to enjoy, and to just be happy doing what you want to do. And I think that's something that this community does a lot better than some of the other communities. Like when I was talking to A-Drive, he was saying the Call of Duty community is not mutually supportive. It is very cutthroat.
Oh my god, the Call of Duty community is probably... anybody who's watching is part of the Call of Duty community, I apologize. I was a part of a Call of Duty community channel for a long time in my life. I did not video edit, they used my clips for gameplay, and I kind of hung around to see what it was like. I apologize to anybody who's a part of the Call of Duty community watching this right now. That is one of the most toxic communities in the internet right now. Oh my goodness. I apologize to you guys, but that is just... those are my thoughts.
No, but like that's what we were getting at, is that like if you're in a dark place in your life and you try to go to the Call of Duty community to get you out of it, it's not going to work. Because people are going to call you noobs and scrubs and griefers or whatever the fuck they want to say. And
it's true. It's true.
Nobody's going to say, here, let me help you.
Exactly.
Whereas in this community, you can literally go on Twitter and say, hey, what type of recording software do you use? And they'll be like, I use XSplit. I use OBS. I use Camtasia. And then you say, okay, why? I don't have the money for XSplit, so I use one of the free ones. Or I like how it interfaces with my computer. Or something like that. If you ask somebody in Call of Duty, they're like, why would I tell you? It's my shit.
Exactly.
And like pretty much everybody uses the same exact webcam. I have the same webcam that you do. Shady uses it. Nappy uses it. Cuddle of Death uses it. Pretty much everybody uses it.
I was about to say, the only way you can upgrade from this quality is to get an actual camera.
Yeah.
I mean that's when you're moving. That's when you're looking at video quality of like Markiplier, Nate standards. you know, you can literally be like, is that you? So
Unless you're Game Boy Luke and you have a GoPro.
yeah, Luke's got the GoPro. I forgot about that.
That's my favorite thing, because it's actually really not suited for that, because it distorts. Because it's supposed to get you like a really wide view, like if you were actually looking at it.
Exactly.
So he can't use it as a face cam because he looks like he's 300 pounds. And he's like 100 pounds. He is very thin.
Exactly.
But like that's what I'm saying, is that this community it's a lifesaver. It really is. Like it's there's just so much about it that's so good to so many people. And nobody really gets so toxic to the point that they kick somebody out of the community, or they try and kick somebody out of the community, because that's not why we're here. We're here to have fun playing Pokemon.
Exactly. There's a few people in my experience that has happened to, but nobody, you know, it's a very quick and easy done with thing. Nobody's ever been so bad where everybody's like, dude, just go play a game.
And the last question, and this is it's like a multiple part question, is like, what does YouTube mean to you? Where do you see yourself going with this? That sort of stuff, like past, present, future of YouTube and the Crimson City and all of the people that you work with and support or support you. Where do you see this going in the future?
Okay. Long term, as far as the channel goes, I've got plans for projects throughout the rest of 2015, maybe breaking into early 2016. But as far as anything, growth, as far as any changes to the channel for next year, I've got plans through this September as far as growth goes, and that goal is I want to, September 1st, I want to hit 5,000 subscribers on the channel, which currently at 1,300 seems like, damn, it's a lot. But it's something I want to do. I want to put out quality content. I want to grow. As far as let me think. As far as, repeat part of the question again, because now I'm drawing a blank. My mind's going.
Well, like one of the big things is like, what does this community do for you just in everyday life? Because for me, every day I can wake up and put a smile on my face because I saw something fun. What is it? But for you, you have 10 times the interaction that I do, so I can only imagine what it's like.
Okay. It's almost therapeutic to a point. One of my absolute favorite things to do is I am a big fan of unplanned late night streams, where I just say, here's my Twitch link, be there in 20 to 30 minutes. You know, we're gonna showdown battle, we're gonna Wi-Fi battle, we're gonna free for all, we're just gonna chill. And it's just really nice because for me now, I live with my roommate. My roommate worked super early morning shifts. I mean, he woke up at 4 in the morning when I was still, you know, awake to get ready to go to work. And if I had a rough day, if something, you know, bad happened and I need to vent, or just interaction, my favorite thing to do is just hop on Twitch and chill with people. So that part of it's therapeutic, but it's also fun to I don't know, it's sort of a dream for me, like a dream coming true, I suppose. Ever since I was growing up, I always wanted to entertain. When I first learned that some people found me funny, I thought I was gonna audition for Saturday Night Live, because me and my mom used to watch that, and I was gonna be funny. People were gonna enjoy it. That was that. Slowly but surely, as time grew on, I was like, it's hard to become a comedian. So I didn't necessarily abandon that dream, but it was, you know, it's archived. And then to this day, I'm still a scene kid at heart. But I've always wanted to be in a band. I've always wanted to play on stages. I've wanted to play on Warped Tour. So shout out to A-Drive. That's all I'm going to say, because when I found out he did all that stuff, I was like, but that's something I always wanted to do. Honestly, it's still something I want to do. I want to put music on my channel. I think that'd be great. It's just technology in that brain figuring out what's the best way to record a song, I guess, or record a cover or whatever. But that's something that's always been on the forefront of my mind. So the common theme behind all that is entertainment. And when I found that people found me entertaining as a content creator, I was like, wow, like that. Holy shit. This is like something I could, this is something I could think.
Whoa!
Yeah.
No, like when I got my first subscriber, it wasn't, Game Chomp was not my first subscriber. And if you watch like most of my videos, you know who he is, because I mention him all the time. But Game Chomp was not my first subscriber. He was like my 5th. And when I saw that there were already 4 people that actually subscribed to me, I'm like, holy crap, people actually want to see this face on their screen doing stuff.
Exactly.
Who knew?
Exactly. I still, I'm going to shameless plug really quick. I don't know if he's going to watch this. Shout out to Scott. Scott was one of my first, I've actually never met Scott in real life. He's a close friend of mine. He was my first subscriber, actually. So while we're on the topic of first subscribers. But when, hold on. I'm out of water.
No!
When I realized that this is something I could take off, and I saw people accomplishing goals and stuff within the community as far as, you know, they're entertaining people, and then people gives back, the community gives back, YouTube and multi-channel networks give back, Twitch gives back, to support them to be able to do this more. I was like, I mean, most recently, probably, what was it now, a month and a half ago or so, A-Drive went full-time into Twitch and YouTube. Yep. I mean, he had, you know, a lot of people don't know, he had a very nice job. He had a very nice job, and he chose to walk away to do what he loved. Entertaining people, you know, providing great content. I mean, I don't know the full details of it, but Shady went from living in his parents' house, similar to I was when I started off, to being able to fully fund himself a house.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's a big house.
Oh, that's a big house. I think.
Like, I don't know if you saw.
I thought I heard him say 3 stories. I thought I heard him say 3 stories.
You did.
Good lord.
I don't know if you saw Nips's Twitch Get to Know Me video, but you see what, because they live in the same neighborhood now, and you see what the houses look like, and they're normal size houses with a basement, a first floor, and a second floor. They have 3 floors. And to think that you can afford a 3-story house off of Pokemon is, I'm like,
exactly.
How is that, where do you go from there? How does it get better than that? You're playing your favorite game in the world for money.
Exactly. And to me, it's never been about money. To me, some people might look down on me. At some point, it has been about money just because of the fact that I'd love to be able to just do this all the time. And because of that, I do need, obviously, support coming from YouTube and coming from Twitch. So from that aspect of being able to just sustain my own content creation abilities, it is about the money. But as far as growth goes, I mean, you know, the more people, I've seen so many people grow, so many people quit, so many people's channels die, so many people stay, you know, just plateau. I've seen people skyrocket in this community, and I want to be one of the people who, you know, if I ever get the chance to meet Nate, you know, what an absolute, just, I'm not even gonna say load off my chest, just an absolute, like, you know, thank you for what you did, because I've had people message me about that before, saying thank you for the content creation you put out, thank you for hanging out and talking with your, you know, viewers in the stream, because, you know, they too come from, you know, a place where it's bad. And I don't set out to do this as a, you know, a therapeutic thing for everybody in this community to come watch my videos and feel at home, feel safe and secure. If they do that, that is completely awesome. But I just want to be able to entertain people, make them smile, make them feel like, you know, there's something they can do too. Because a lot of people might watch these videos and think, I can't do that. I can't be Shady Penguin. I can't be A-Drive. I
don't have that beard.
I don't have that beard. But I want people to know that, I mean, I put all this together, and probably, if you look at my YouTube channel, it says created September of 2014, September 29th of 2014, I believe. I didn't start actively uploading until January because that's when I was still, my laptop was so Frankensteined out with cords and cables and everything put together that I was surprised it could process a video. But I still pulled it together, and I want people to know that if that's something they want to do it. If you can get a cheap microphone, and if you can figure out how to do graphics, or find some person who's doing free graphics as practice to get a layout for Pokemon Blue Wedlock. No, there's no gender. Pokemon Gold Wedlock. You know, do it. Do it. You know, I wanna encourage people to always, you know, do what they want to do, because here I am, 22 years old. You know, I've got friends graduating college. I've got friends with degrees. I've got friends. Two of my friends are going for their master's degrees. I have no formal education, and I sit in front of a computer screen every day, and I entertain people. And I am much happier than those people who are in thousands of dollars of debt, can't find a job. Do I have a dream job right now? No. Am I working towards it? Yes. So I encourage people to follow their dreams if that's what makes them happy. If that's what makes them happy, go for it.
And I think that's a really good way of sort of summing up the community, and like this interview in general is it's about being happy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, if you're in it for money and only money, you're not going to make it. If you're in it for fame and only fame, you're not going to make it.
Exactly.
If you're in it to be just like somebody else, and that's the only reason, you're not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be original, you have to be consistent, and you have to get something out of it. Mm-hmm. People aren't going to record videos if they're not getting something out of it. I don't make a dime off of YouTube. None of my videos are monetized unless they're monetized by a claimant. In which case, I'm just like, fine, do it. I don't want any copyright strikes, so I don't care. But for me, what I get out of this is just an unrivaled joy, because I know that there are so many people out there that are just like me, which is something that I never experienced because I was never surrounded by people that were just like me. And then I realized there's a community of thousands of people who are. And I think that's all that there really needs to be to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a really beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
But before we both start crying, or me, I'll cry for both of us.
I'm a manly man. I don't experience feels.
He's a manly man. Basically, the way that it works is at the end, you do your outro first, then I do mine, and then we're good to go.
Okay.
You don't have an outro, do you?
Not really. No. I just kind of
I swear to God,
like,
I have not interviewed somebody that has an outro yet, and this is like, I think, like the 7th one. Nobody's had an outro.
My favorite conversation is that A-Drive and I talked outros one time, but my outro has always been, you know, that being said, guys, my name is CrimsonCBAD, and I will talk to you all soon. Later. And that's just been my outro. This doesn't look awkward on a camera. Let's go for it. I mean, I don't have a cool, you know, MP4 file of keep it shady when then like the dirty bass drop comes. And I just, you know, later, guys.
I mean, that's all I got too, but you know.
All right, well, let's try both of our half-assed outros. All right. If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the Lucky Lad channel. Help support an up-and-coming YouTuber. Make sure you check out all the great content he has to offer. That Splatoon series is flames. All that being said, guys, my name is CrimsonCBAD, and I will talk to you all soon. Later.
Like Crimson said, that's very much appreciated. Make sure to go check out his channel. Follow him on Twitter. Subscribe to his channel. Both of those will be linked down below in the little description thingy. But with that, we're going to get about. Best luck out there. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.